Indeed.
All right, let's do
Is that
this.
the first time in forever that Adrian hasn't said I was born ready?
Yeah, and
I was born ready though.
all right, so a little bit of a catch-up. You guys retreated away from the Tomb of Mystra after casting non-detection on the ship, and you got a long rest as you travelled overnight. But in the morning, you were attacked by Inquisitors, followed by Steampunk Iron Man, then followed by the God King, who meteor-showered your ship. Upon which, I don't know if you've taken the damage. I'll check later, but the ship should have taken like 150 damage. However, as you began fighting the God King and defeated his mortal self, he transformed into some sort of undead creature. I'm not saying lich, Adrian. I'm just saying some weird undead.
Oh, so this powerful wizard transformed into an undead creature, but we're not sure.
You know, I gotta take that back because he's not undead, but it looks undead. That's what I'm saying. Got the facade of undead.
He just has very bad skin treatment.
Yeah, I mean, as far as most people know, he's 150 years old. And he's, you know.
I mean, for 150 years old, he looks quite well.
Yeah. All right, so I guess we just get straight in there. I mean,
Right in there.
okay, so the God King at the start of his round will roll a d6 like I have to see if his ability recharges. It does not, much to everyone's luck.
Good.
I would like to add to the summary that as a meteor swarm was dropping down on us, none of us considered the fact that we could just search for cover under
Hide under the boat. Didn't think it'd work.
Okay, so the God King, bringing his hands up in a circle, casting a spell, begins to weave the spell in front of him, forming runes, and then pushes them forward towards Macro. Macro, can you make a Constitution saving throw?
Probably not.
I mean, that's what you're good at, right?
You'd think that. No, I should have read my character sheet before this, probably. Not that been smart.
Not very smart.
Load, you bastard!
But Chester Decker, you are on deck for the next turn.
On deck.
Mm-hmm. You may take your turn while we wait for Macro to roll that Constitution save.
Oh, that's a nat one.
That's a bad start to a session.
Okay, Macro, there's a resounding woof in your stomach, and then you feel your heart stop and you fall to the ground.
Wow.
The world goes black.
Am I reduced to 0, or is that dead?
We'll get round to your turn. Alright, so Chester, it's your turn.
Alright, well, I'm going to lather him up
Okay.
and sensually massage him.
Well, before he does that, can I see if I get back up with a con save or not, or can I make that?
Yes, you can make your con save, actually. That fucking dropped to 1 ability.
That's a no.
Sploosh.
Okie dokie. Alright, so Macro does heal.
Get in.
You had us for a second.
It was just that there was no way you were going to survive with failing the con save and the damage. You
I
dropped to 0.
love Chester immediately after the God King. It's very useful for me getting turns.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Elza. Yep. Oh, did you want to do anything else? Sorry.
No,
That's it.
Zux still has his turn.
Yeah. Elzev, can you make a con save, please?
Oh, no, that's what you were going to say. In that case, let's not give Zux a turn. Let me check something. The Diviner's dice, what do they do again? Can I add
You can add the numbers that you rolled onto a save and throw ability check or attack roll, can't you?
I have to check if it's saving throws or just ability checks. Attack roll or ability checks. Okay, so it's not specifically not
Okay.
saving throws. Okay, I'll just make a con save then. Well, this is a horrible start.
You are as you are facing the God King. You remember you are seeing the cracks all along the ship where something invisible was smashing down, and then you feel displaced air in front of you. Something wraps around you, squeezes, and you hear. Can you roll a d4? You take 44 force damage.
Well, I'm knocked out.
Yeah, and then you need to roll a d4. Your left leg is broken. Cirxil, your turn.
Oh joy. Nice and simple. I will cackle and then touch him.
That's a hit.
Cool.
Yep, nice.
9 done.
Okay, Chester, can you make a Constitution saving throw?
Yeah, I can. Blah, 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 blah. No, I can't.
So Chester,
Fuck is going on?
something sweeps your leg from out from under you and then smashes you in the face and the world goes black. Can you roll a d4?
Yep. Oh, for God's sake. Yeah.
Same with you. As you, people that can turn and see, Chester's
Makro
left.
is stunned.
Ah,
Because
okay.
haste ended.
Yes, there you go. So your left shin bone, Chester, is protruding out of the flesh, split with
Ouch.
veins of gore. But you're unconscious at the moment.
Okay, indeed. So I'm dead, am I? Unconscious even, sorry.
Unconscious. Elzef.
Yep.
Is it my turn again? Are you sure?
Yep. Those are two poor rolls. It is your turn.
Wasn't Grilda's turn somewhere in between?
What? Xerxes just.
Oh,
had
we
his
didn't
turn.
even get that. We didn't even
No,
get that.
I used
Because
two
you used so
legendary
many
actions.
legendary actions. Okay, I would like to spend an inspiration to get back up at 1.
So all three, yeah.
Oh, that's all 3 inspirations, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, someone has to get Chester back up, I guess.
So as you stand
Oh,
up,
indeed.
just so you know, your movement is halved because of your leg.
I will be honest here, I was not gonna move much.
That's fair enough.
I'll move here, and I'm gonna...
You hobble.
I do the worm. And I'm gonna... Okay, no, I do still have spells. I'm gonna put some spray on the leg wound. Like, just spraying the open bone.
Oh, it's like dousing with aftershave. Oof.
It should be there in a second. Oh no, I have to select the spell level. I'm a dumb.
Chester
Get
gets a
9
taste of
points.
his gross medicine.
Get 9
Disinfectant
hit
spray.
points.
Thank you.
Then Elsef hobbles here to be in range of the death machine, and the death machine gives some temporary hit points. How is it? 10 for Makra and Elsef.
Sounds like Pokemon music, this does.
Oh, that's such a bag of tune.
It's from FS7 Remake. The one that
Why
YouTube
are you
doesn't like me
still
using.
it?
I've managed to get it uploaded. Leave me alone.
Is that 10 to me?
And enter.
It's 10 to everyone, isn't it? Everyone gets 10 temporary hit points.
Oh, it's 10 to everyone, yeah.
No, it's just 10 for Makra, 10 for Elsef.
Oh, there you go.
And Zerxel probably, I don't know how that works with his
No,
soul form.
because the form is temporary HP.
Oh. Oh, in that case. Well, you could replace it with 10.
I think I'll pass.
Okay. Well, then in that case, my turn is over. Just I moved too far away from the death machine.
Alright, so at the end of Elzef's round, the God King summons a firebolt and throws it toward Grilda. With disadvantage because of melee. Gets a 28.
With disadvantage.
He rolled a 15 and a 14.
How rude.
Alright, that's cool. I will roll the 5d10 in front of you there. There you go. So half of 27. See, 13 fire damage.
Oh, never mind, because I have resistance to fire. Sorry, I'll take that back.
Yeah, you can
I
take the
forgot about that.
Alright,
So 13.
Macra, your turn.
I'm stunned, aren't I?
Yep, you start.
You are son, so Grildar, you're up.
Yep. I will use an inspiration to trigger potent cantrips.
Ooh, plus 1 DC.
Yeah, and hit, and I'll trigger another one to use a bonus action to use adrenaline.
Nice. Now that's a limit break.
If not now, then why not?
Mm-hmm.
Never. Alright, not bad. And then I think I'm gonna Dragon Claw him.
Okay, so that's a roll to hit, right? Or is it a save for
Yep, it's roll to hit, so it's +3 to what you're seeing, I guess. So 18, 28, 17.
Alright, so 17 misses, but the other 2 hit.
Okay. So 16 damage.
16, yep.
Even with ruin.
Oh, with ruin it hits as well. Yeah, well, thank you for reminding me. That's
Alright.
why the skull's on it, yep.
You're welcome.
I thought the skull's on there because he's a spooky, spooky skeleton.
So 29.
29. Alright, so as the Dragonclaw smacks him in the chest, part of his rib bone snaps off, revealing what looks like this symbol embedded, floating inside his ribcage, glowing with a golden yellow colour. And as he falls back onto his knees, you see something kind of like vomits out of his skull-like mouth, and it slaps to the ground. It's like an octopus tentacle. And as he stands up, his head snapped all the way back, and the tentacles flailing up in the air. All of you, so currently, you know that the symbol glowing in his chest is going to do something hostile. You can either blind yourself or risk the saving throw. It's all up to you. It's a wisdom saving throw. But
How long is the blinding for?
you have to blind yourself. You have to either close your eyes or put your hands over your eyes or something like that.
Yeah, I guess until the
During-
start.
That sounds way less dramatic than blind yourself. Like I thought you meant like pour salt in your eye. Yeah, I'll put my hands over my eyes.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long do you need to blind yourself for? Is like till the end of the next round or something?
As long as the symbol is out.
Yeah,
Oh, right, okay, so it's like a persistent thing. Alright then, yeah, I'll just close my eyes.
I have a hit point and the +1 to wisdom saves. I'm closing my eyes. Thank you very much.
Okay, anyway, so...
I'll keep them open.
Alright, can you make a wisdom saving throw?
No.
Alright, so you stare into the sign, and as you do, your eyes go wide. Can you roll a DR100, please?
Close your eyes, Master Iron Blood. Oh,
Let me look up this spell.
is the spell called?
You rolled
Should have really closed your eyes.
You rolled a really good kind of like thing that actually could generally just be part of your character anyway. I'll see. Right, and oh no. Okay, so immediately you feel an intense urge to leave the area and avoid the God King. When such a creature can see the target or comes within 60 feet of it, the creature must succeed on a wisdom save or become frightened.
Okay.
Basically, you got affected by the antipathy spell.
Mm-hmm.
I will
Alright.
copy paste that for you, just so you can know the details. It's a bit long, but
Oh yeah, I know how it works.
yeah, okay. And what about you, Macro? You're blinding yourself?
Yeah.
Alright, Chester?
Yeah, having a
Yeah,
blind.
and Xerxil.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Right, so you avoid the yellow sign. Alright. That's the end of his turn. He looks
What is this?
hurt.
The king in yellow? What's going on here?
Well, you didn't do the whole story figuring out everything about the God King, so maybe we'll get to that later. But okay, so Chester Decker, it's your turn.
Can't believe.
Right.
Pastor, is this Patreon? What's going on? Patreon.
I've got nothing decent left whatsoever.
You're still here, buddy. That's all that we need.
I'm still here. Is Elsef down?
No, I just got you back up.
Okay.
She's on 1
that case-
HP, mate. If you stare very closely, you can see a green slither.
Green Slither. I'll pop a happy hour. I'll send 8 to Elzeth for the moment.
Okay.
Nice of you.
Unless Xerxil's down as well. I can't actually.
Zerxil is in ghost form. He's spooky.
Oh, of course, yeah. Fuck him. He doesn't deserve any of my attention at all. I'll send 8 to Elzeth. Move here. Explanabrag, Grodar. You might want to close your eyes. And end my turn.
Alright, so Grilda gets a bardic inspiration. Ugh, fuck's sake. Alright, so immediately the God King struggles up with a firebolt in his hand, hurls it down the ship at Chester. You narrowly avoid a critical, but you are
Such a
hit.
jealous cakey.
You are actually hit though.
Ouch.
You are hit in the chest for 32 fire damage, sent hurtling back into the prow. Xerxil.
Will.
Cackle and touch. Disadvantage.
Ooh.
Makes a difference.
No, what's that? 0 necrotic?
1d0.
Oh, it's
It doesn't roll
because it's
damage.
just a flat number that's in there, but it's disadvantage anyway.
Oh, so 24, yeah?
Mhm.
Elzef. You're up.
Well, how did Chester get to the end of the boat? Did he walk there?
He got fire bolted, and it sent hurtling back.
Well, okay. So the machine is gonna go here, so it can pulse at Makra, Grilda, and Elsef.
Mm-hmm.
But it should probably have been for a while. So everyone gets 13 temporary hit points. And then Elsef is gonna go all the way over here on a broken leg. to spray some more disinfectant spray on Mr. Decker.
I mean, where'd you get your Dettol from? Because that is insane, the effect that it has. 11, thank you, sir.
Sorry, Macro, but your rage ended, so you should be small.
And that's
Yes.
the end of my turn.
Alright, so the tentacle flails towards Grildar. Does he have disadvantage or anything, or is it just straight? I think it's a straight roll, isn't it? What's your AC?
So, yeah.
Right.
20?
Okay, you are struck by the flailing tentacle from his mouth, and it wraps around you. You're considered grappled, but you take 8 bludgeoning.
Yeah, so 4.
Definitely seen videos on naughty websites with that title.
Wraps around you, you take 4 damage.
Macron, you
Oh, fuck, where I gotta go?
yeah, disadvantage
Do I
because of course you're
re-rage?
blinded. You can.
Yeah, I'll re-rage. And I'll do it recklessly to mitigate any negatives I may have.
Yeah, sounds good.
And I can only swing twice for a change. What a bastard. Skadoosh. Skadoosh.
When the roll comes through, I will let you know.
Skadoo. Skid. No.
Oh, so the first one flails,
Oh, there
and
we are.
he manages to stumble. It's more like flounder out of the way because of the fact that he's pretty beaten up. But the second one cracks into him, and it takes his leg out from under him, and he's like stumbling on his elbow as he pushes himself back up.
It's that's me done.
Okay, so can I target you, Xerxil? Like, for all intents and purposes, you're just another being, right?
Yeah.
Right, so he stands up, brings his hand against the sign, which only Grildar sees, and then as it glows on his palm, he flings it, and it hits Xerxil in the forehead. Can you make a wisdom saving throw? You pass, and then it reappears in his chest. Because I'm assuming you've still got +2.
Yeah, it's both of those, so it's 21.
Oh yeah, for sure, you definitely pass. No madness for Xerxil. Not that he needs any more. Oh, alright, Grildar.
Yeah, so Antipathy says I need to run away, but I can't because I'm grappled, right?
Yeah.
So does that mean that my action is free to just try and
You're just frightened of him.
get out?
Yeah, you can try and get
Oh
out.
yeah, but while frightened, Antipathy does a little bit of extra things while you're frightened that way. Like you need to use your action to move away.
Yeah,
But obviously I can't do that, so...
you will try to break free, yep.
Well, I don't know if I'll try to break free or just try and nuke it off. I'm not sure how you'd rule it. Like, does it seem like it's feasible that I'll break out?
Maybe if you, like, pass an acrobatics or athletics check, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, but if it's holding on really strongly, then I would rather shoot the tentacle or something.
You can try to shoot the tentacle.
Yeah, I'll just try and shoot. Claw at it again with some dragon claws. Actually, no, I'll 4-star it.
So, Grildar, a 4-star. And as you fling it down on top of the tentacle, it crashes through it. And as the tentacle is destroyed, you begin backing away.
Yeah, and I would also like to do this. Since I don't want to be near him.
So you push him that way, yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, and he's hurtled off the end of the ship and slams into the dunes below as you begin moving about 30 feet away from him.
Yeah, and then of course I'll bonus action and then move away as fast as I can. So I will then quick step and
Alright, so the moment you're away from the yellow sign, so you've used your action to run away, the antipathy seems to fade.
okay,
Anything else?
that's it.
Alright, he stands up in the sand, sees you all moving away, and he has to use his action to get to you. So you move, the ship moves about 40 foot around, right? Alright, I guess he has to Misty Step. Yeah, he Misty Steps back onto the ship in front of Macra, his head lolling back, and will use make a cantrip attack. Brings up a firebolt, hurls it towards you for 21. No,
Oh,
Me.
23. No, towards Macra.
Oh, sorry.
23.
Yeah, he got 23 to hit.
With disadvantage.
Yeah.
How much damage did you do?
I haven't rolled it yet.
Oh, right, okay. You said 21, then 23. I thought it was his damage.
No, it's the hit. 28.
No, that's been dead.
Fire
Anyway.
damage.
Brilliant. That's one way to end my rage, you fucker. Ooh, do I get to reset? No, it's after a short rest. To be fair, I think the DC is about 25 now. I can still give it a go.
Alright. So, Chester.
Yes, indeed.
DC 25 con check. Let's go. Oh, for fuck's sake, I've not passed one of them.
Yeah. I'll run up here.
Okay,
Tap.
so
Your leg is broken.
your leg is broken, you've got half movement.
Aye. I'll run about here.
Yep.
I'll hobble / and/or roll.
You've
And
got
I will
happy
play.
hour, right?
No, I haven't because I died.
That's very true.
Yeah. Which is very annoying. But I will play my loot. My loot is currently playing Cure Wounds at level 2 plus on the dice.
Cure wounds.
I'll just need to roll an extra d8.
It's touch.
Yeah, you have to get up close.
Oh, fuck! I thought I was being so clever. Aye.
Can you
Find
loot?
an inspiration to bonus to use your hasted action to dash to him.
Yeah, that's my. No, I haven't got any.
Oh,
Can your loot play? What's the fucking
Hang
healing
on.
word?
No, it can't.
Bastard.
I can fly to you, but I can't do anything else after that.
Did you ever learn healing word?
No.
He did not.
he listened to Rocco who still thinks healing word is a bad spell.
Hey, I've gone from taking flak, but being a heal bot last week, and everything else I've got is fucked. Nope, there's not much I can do short of lobbing a healing potion at you.
I'll pick myself up this one time, but don't. But I fucking remember this.
All right, yeah. I'll hit. Has he got any metal on him?
Currently he has a crown.
Does he? Ooh.
Oh, you can make him jank off his own crown. That's pretty demoralizing.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty humiliating. I just need to check whether I'm in range or not. I am. You know, I'll heat that little bad boy up.
Okay.
Seeing as I've got a level 2 spells, and that is literally it to defeat the God King. Hot potato, 12 damage.
Yeah, he's dead.
So Chester, as you cast Hot Potato, the crown singes along the rim of his forehead. How do you want to do this?
No, stop it.
Yeah, he had like
Don't do this to me.
He had like 7 health left.
Okay, can I add some like flair, or do I need to stick with the same? Okay, so
As a group,
the
you
last
can
bit
do what you
that
want
is-
now.
so Chester pulls out his loot, starts playing Cure Wounds. A string snaps. Shit, Macra! He throws the loot over the side of the hole, and it falls, spins to the ground of the desert. He then kind of like looks around, looks down at his shin, wonders whether he should heal himself. He gets the Vaseline out, stops, realizes he can do one last thing as the God King's running away, throws the spell at him. The God King's like, fuck! Starts to go for the crown, but then it slips down around his neck and continues to burn and choke him in the sand. Chester just stares and looks at him, turns around, looks at the rest of them and says, I guess that's why I'm the champion.
Xerxo looks like he's never going to forgive you for this.
And he's currently extra spooky because he's a ghost.
Right,
He's extra spooky.
so
I think that's now 100% of this campaign's bosses we've managed to kill with Macro being at 0 HP.
yeah, so Xerxil, as you are watching this happen in the desert, he rolls over, his body burning, and his hand just comes out of the sand, and you see it moving on its own, weaving arcane runes. All of you can see this with complete horror as his arm begins to move on its own, his bones twist, and it twins around, and you see the yellow sign flows up his arm, reaches the end of his palm, and you hear a cacophonous voice go, "Stop." And then his arm, "It is time."
Right.
And his arm flops into the sand. We can end initiative there and see how you react to what's going to happen, because it's not going to be in initiative.
Yeah, that was his dog, and now we've got to fight Those cat before we move on to the real thing.
So you have a brief moment of respite. Alright, so I'm assuming Macro is brought back up to... Does anyone spend any spell slots?
Elsef spends a spell slot to get.
I don't mind doing it if you want me to. But...
Can you let me know once 42 seconds?
Actually, Elsef is gonna use some ointment. You can roll for yourself, Curtis.
Sorry, I was giving Rach instructions.
Yeah, you were putting on a cowboy hat, I saw. Put on some ointment on yourself. 2d8 plus 2.
2d8 plus 2.
There's so 42 seconds go by, Xerxil, and Grildar's the one that notices it. There's a faint redness, very small, in the sky.
How many seconds go by?
About a minute so far.
Okay.
But you do notice the faint redness in the sky, and Xerxil, you notice it moments afterwards.
Alright. What do I know about redness in the sky?
Does anyone, like, Chester, can you make a perception check as well, actually?
Sure thing. Perception. Yep. No.
You don't notice it? So, right, yeah, you see this faint redness in the sky, Xerxil and Grildar, and it's kind of making the sky bleed and crack like glass momentarily. Like, and then you see an intense redness spreading across the sky.
Okay. Do I have any idea what this is?
Chester would now notice it. And Chester knows what it is. He used it to destroy an entire city on the other side of the world.
Huh.
It would appear we should get the old engines running.
I'll try and get Zephyr away from the epicenter of it.
Okay, so you say it's to Zephyr?
Yeah. Let's just say, well, let's get out of here first. If there's anything left when we return, perhaps there was something interesting on him, but time to go.
I'll hastily collect my loot that I threw stupidly over the side.
So you're just running along the ship,
Just like
collecting the
running.
stuff, and as you jump back on, and I need you all to make unless you're doing anything in the meantime to save yourselves, it's going to be a dex save. If Zephyr sped up, you would be about 500 feet away from the epicenter, which is still in the blast radius.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if that's what's gonna happen, that's what's gonna happen.
Ooh.
Thinking if I have anything on this sheet because I have 9 hit points.
Okay.
I'm gonna flash of genius myself. I had one saved up. Joke's on you.
Nice.
Oh.
Xerxil does a Lara Croft swan dive into the sand.
That's an 18.
Okay, an 18, yeah.
More like a spooky plie.
So that's an 18.
Yep. By the way, your vengeance modifier counts for this.
Mhm.
It is an attack by the God King. And at first, okay, so what you see is as the sky splits, it's about 1 whole minute before it hits the ground. You see it travelling in an arc from the sky as if it literally shatters the atmosphere of the planet as it comes down. This wide red beam, probably about 20 foot in diameter, and as it smashes into the desert some 500 feet behind you, at first you just see what looks like wind kicking up sand as it goes. And then as it reaches you, flames wash over the ship. Some of you manage to dive. Chester is just encased in it. As he goes flying back, hits the back of the prow, and goes hurtling over the edge. Xerxil, like I said, manages to dive and get under the sand. Just begins digging. Rildar, you manage to bring your shield up behind the mast. Most of the blast goes round you, but you feel your arms, your sides burning. It passes through your face. Elzef, you got an 18.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of kneel down behind Makra, who's currently still huge, brings his hands out, and Makra just kind of like ducks and puts his hands down, and you hide behind him. Okay, I'm going to roll damage.
You don't have
Is
to.
this another thing where we can just hide under the ship and not take damage?
I think the ship itself is going to take a significant pounding.
So those of you who got over an 18 take 23 fire damage.
I have 22 hit points. What is that? I am so mad.
And those that don't pass take 46.
Yeah, I'm still dead. That's an
Anything
issue.
to reduce this.
And now you can all roll initiative to see if anyone survives this.
I still have 10 HP left. Is that okay?
Yeah, yeah.
Is this just surviving, like getting people up and stuff?
Yeah, it's gonna be survival.
I've got 2 standard healing potions, so
You got how many? Yep. Okay.
2. I can do that pretty simply. It's only 2 people down, isn't it?
Yeah, I also have a level 3 Cure Wounds scroll that I'll use.
Okay. All right. So as Xerxil and Grildar get up, the world around you is red. Heat is uncomfortable. Is rising up off the desert. You see, in the distance, after the sand wall was passed, is continuing on, but less than it, like becoming smaller. The sand's settling around the epicenter. You see a wall of shards of glass spreading along the horizon, reflecting off what little sunlight there is now. You see Chester buried in a nearby dune, his arms flailed out, his face turned upwards, eyes closed, wounds and burns all up his body. Elzef is not far from him, her waist also buried in one of the drifts, and you can see her broken leg protruding out at an odd angle. So Xerxil and Grildar, I imagine you both get up the top. So Xerxil and Grildar, who do you go for first? There's Makraz nearby, but he seems to be with the ship, which has now descended into a drift and stopped moving.
Yeah, well, if it's speed, like I'll tell Xerxil to go for the closest one, and I'll just start running towards. I guess who's close after that, and I'll tell Xerxil, give me a potion because you have multiple, right?
Yeah.
So I'll just ask him to hand me 1 potion, and then I'll start running towards Chester and Elseth, whichever one is closer.
Okay.
Those 2. And I'll leave
Right.
Makrat to Xerxil.
Alright, roll your HPs. Roll the restorative abilities.
Do you want to roll the potion since you know what kind it is, and I'll roll the Cure Wounds?
It's just standard if people want to roll their own HPs.
Just a normal healing potion, yeah?
Bit Lord of the Ringsy this tune is.
It's a banging score.
There we go. Turn it up a bit.
Do you think this is one of the hats where you're meant to keep the sticker on, is it?
I imagine it's not.
In the back of your head, Grilled Eyes, you're moving towards Chester to restore him with the scroll. You hear a voice kind of like talking to you, and you haven't spoken to him in some time now. We could have had him.
Didn't we?
No. The mask. The gift I gave you.
Mm-hmm.
Gave it to you for a reason.
Yes, I figured as much, but what's that have to do with our current...
Our vengeance isn't complete.
Yes, I realize.
The whole world must forget.
I just nod and carry on.
Do as I say, young Ironblood, and I will make a leader of you. An emperor.
And I'll listen to what he has to say, but carry on with business in the meantime.
Yeah.
So Chester, 23 hit points, and then...
I can't wait for Arnie to have two characters in a row where they actually end up being the main bad guy by the end.
Alright, so Gilda, as you're going about your business, he begins to speak. He says, you have to rein in your friends. You must be the one to strike the final blow. You and me will make the world forget his tyranny. We'll make the world forget his mother's tyranny, what she did to our family.
Yeah, I'll just listen.
Mm-hmm. You think you've killed him? I don't think
No,
you
I
have.
don't think so. I didn't think it would be this easy.
This is not over. Gather your allies and use me next time. I can help.
Mm-hmm.
That is why you are attuned to me. That is why we are one consciousness.
The fuck are you talking to, you absolute nutter?
He might be more willing to use you if he didn't sound so evil as well. You me.
I mean, not that I'm grateful for the help.
Powerful.
I think you're just hearing things, Chester.
Ah, probably. Took a bit of a hit there, but I think you're missing some title off my name. I do believe I am now Chester, Slayer of God Kings, am I not?
Hello, Chester.
Sweet Axial, hello. Glad to
I
see you.
don't really know whether or not it's going to matter whether you are or not. I'm pretty sure you will be in your novel anyway.
Good child. Slayer of women.
Anyway,
and God
I'll
Kings.
be off and I'll keep on going to Macra and just look over at Cirxon just with a slight smile on my face.
That good Sweet Axial. Glad to see you survived.
Of course, Axel did.
Right. Perhaps we should vamos before any more ominous music starts.
It's too late.
But like I said, around you, the sand is starting to settle now, and it's coming down in like a dust plume as it just settles across the desert. And in the distance, you can see a crystalline structure of sharp shards that protrude out of the desert, angled towards you the way the blast went.
Mm-hmm.
However, Zephyr doesn't seem to be moving.
Does she seem damaged? Or...
Yes, she's damaged, of course, from the meteor swarm and from this.
Mm-hmm.
So I think she took a total of like 190 damage.
Okay, I'll start repairing her with mending, my advanced mending.
Yep. As you're mending her physically. However, you've no response from her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. She needs some time to recover, right? That's what I know from what we've done. So I think there's nothing to except to wait. Because walking out of this desert is not going to be a very nice option. So
No. Okay. Also, Zerxel. To the west slightly, you can see the ruins. Sorry, the east. You can see the ruins that the yellow scales live about, and you can see tiny figures climbing up over the dunes, probably about a mile out. And they're all, you see, they've got very, very bright plumage, very kind of bright armor, and you can see that they're probably, and some of them, when you look, are riding large lizards.
Alright, I'll keep my eye on them if they get closer.
Mm-hmm. You reckon they'll be here soon? 10 minutes at most?
Alright.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so all of you are up.
With how many hit points?
It's a
I'm
potion,
missing
isn't
5. Oh yeah, that second one's for you, the 8.
Yeah, because no one said that.
it?
I'm gonna get Makra up with a heal.
I mean,
Bakra had a healing potion, he just didn't roll it.
was that the 2d8 plus 2? Or have I had another one since then?
No, you've only had the two.
What was the? It was just a normal healing potion. What's that to roll?
Okay, you got ointment, didn't you?
Oh, wait. I rolled the 12 earlier, but that was before I died again.
Yeah, so roll another 2d4 plus 2.
2d4 plus. So. Perfectly average.
All right, guys. The plan.
Oh, fuck me.
You have freedom, kind of.
Well, I'll bring once everyone's back up and resting. I'll say to everyone, look, if we want to get rid of the God King, and I mean truly get rid of him and what he's done to the world, then I'm going to need some help in Zirxel. I know that you're not going to like this. I'm presuming that Zirxel hasn't eaten Chester.
Just ignore it on you.
We may be able to kill him, but that leaves always the risk of him being brought back. But in here, and I'll tap the mask, there's some powerful ancient magic that when we are close to defeating him and ridding him of the world temporarily, I can activate it to remove him from the world for good, and this will remove all memories of him and what his family has done to the world. I can understand that this might not satisfy your vengeance, but I believe it is the best thing to do. There's been so much pain caused by him that I prefer to remove it from the world rather than remember that I did something to fix it.
It's okay.
I don't even detect anything on that lizardy snout of yours.
That's so good.
Good roll, good roll.
Yep. Very good roll. Okay, so Zirxil, after this conversation, you notice that they're getting quite close now. They're visible. You can see what they're wearing, their faces now. There's probably about 2 score.
So
For those of us not English inclined, could you tell?
Oh, about 40 is
score? Okay. Because I know most things, but...
Yeah, no, sorry.
One that's often used.
The radar.
Sorry, it's
I
40.
think a lot of English people don't know what a score is, to be fair.
It's 20.
I bet Rach doesn't, so it has to...
Definitely not when you play football.
2-0. Alright.
Right. So they begin to fan out then, if you aren't preparing. They begin to fan out into a wide semicircle, probably about 200 feet out.
Alright.
We're not expecting these to be hostile, right?
What was that?
Is there a
One of the-
leader type?
Okay, you did it again. Sorry, we'll go with Zexil first and then move over to. What was
Is
that?
there a leader looking type?
Yeah, the guy with the vivid plumage, yellow scale himself, or maybe his son, because it's been a while since you've visited this place.
Okay.
We're not expecting them to be hostile, right? We're expecting these to be okay. Or
As
maybe
they-
not after they got nuked, but
As they pull their bow and arrows back from about 200 feet away, brandishing their spears, holding their wicker shields up.
yeah. But is that just like they're scared of what's happening, or are
Oh,
they
yeah,
clearly
obviously.
hostile?
Yeah, a wave of weak fire, give it that, just washed through their ruins, yeah.
They're not bad, but they're not friendly either.
And
Would you want to go and parlay?
I gotta talk to them, it's okay.
Do you want someone to come with you, or are you? Do you feel safe
That's
going by
don't
yourself?
mind. I go.
All right.
so Zox, as you're walking forward, you see the guy with the vivid plumage sees you come in and rides his giant lizard forward, roughly about another 50 feet, slides off of it and walks forward. And then you see two guards fall in line. And as he approaches, you recognize him as Yellow Scale's son. Yellow Scale, they just keep calling themselves that. And as he approaches, for a lizardborn, he's spindly. Agile would be the word, the kind of lean look to him. And in his right arms, he has this wooden bracelet that has bamboo, all coloured. And on his left, he has some sort of arm guard that travels up to his shoulder and kind of explodes in colourful feathers. He wears a headdress to signify the fact that he's chief. And he has these markings, these blue markings all down his face, kind of like smears, like finger smears. And as he approaches, who is that? Another one like us?
Obviously. Similar to you anyway.
What clan do
You
you
were egg
hail?
last time I were here.
I was what?
You're egg.
You are a friend of Yellow Scale.
Could be. From Poison Dusk, not much left of us now. Just
Poi-
me.
Poison Dust not friends, but not enemies either.
Yeah, that's what Yellow Scale said last time.
Ah,
Jesus Christ, where have you brought me?
who is this?
These people help me. That one's Chester.
Oh, Cesta. I've heard of Cesta.
That's exactly Zirks will set him up there. There's much depth there. Maybe you'll heard.
Sweeter, good sweet yellow thing. Good to meet you.
Cesta, kill some of our friends.
Ah, yes, right you are.
We
I
had
understand.
good deal with boatmen, and then you kill them.
Do you not think, is there some sort of, like, strength of, or strongest person, rite of passage thing that I can call upon here? Look, little lizard, I just killed the God King. You don't want to fuck with me.
Little. Who you calling little, pigskin?
Grilda, I
Don't
don't
think
know.
you want to go down this path, Chester. He'll fuck you up.
Right you
I
are,
think at this
Zaxel.
point we're not going to try and stop him if you bring it on yourself.
Right you are, Grilda, Zaxel.
What brings you so far away from Poisoned Swamp?
Zox will travel everywhere now. Go all over Mokhul.
Why?
Got to kill people.
Killing.
Bad people, you know.
I understand. Killing good.
But, ship broken. Need to keep going, though. Can you help?
Did it? I've never known ship like that.
Zox not seen either, but it's useful to go across sand.
Well, what shinies do your friends have?
Okay, people, we need shinies for them.
If I may suggest, Master Zerxel, the God King's forces came in a multitude of land speeders, 2 of which we destroyed. I would advise you bring your fairly scaly creatures to action to collect the land speeders. I shall repair the 2 that we broke, and we can give 2 to them in exchange for assisting us with the matter.
Do you understand what he said?
No.
You will get fast flying sand ship in exchange for assisting us.
Tell him to speak in dragon tongue. Whatever it is.
I think he does. Basically, what he says, he give you some ships like this one, and you help us, and you get that in return.
Yep. I fancy myself being a quiet pirate.
That way, you wouldn't need the bottomman anymore.
Ah. I see. Give me a second to confer with my soul.
He turns around and begins talking to a feminine-looking lizard folk, and she leans in, and you overhear Zerxil. She say,
I don't trust that one. She only has half a soul. I can see it. And those with half a soul normally turn... Well, one side is bad, one side good. Keep an eye on her. Yellow scale. And
he turns around.
It's a deal then. We take some of these ships, and we'll help you, and you can stay here under our protection.
Woohoo.
Yes?
I think it's good.
Do we have a deal, Poison Dusk here?
We do.
He leans forward and brings his hand out.
We shake like the pink skins.
Do we have to?
No.
I feel like a lizard
Yeah,
folk
it sounds
shape,
like a
just
little
like a little like
owl.
ceremony, just licking of tongues, just. That's like
As much as that was, what did you say at the end of Zerxil?
It just does like a little nod bow type thing.
Ah, yes.
He goes, sign for his tribe. And then he turns back and goes, with! And begins speaking in Draconic, making all of these lizard folk scatter, and they all begin disappearing, and then within about an hour, they've got nets, they've got like the beasts of burden, which is giant lizards, and all kinds of stuff like that. And I'm assuming, Elza, if you show them to these speeders.
Well, Elsif has a broken leg. Elsif will explain to Zerxel where the speeders are and then go under deck and have a rest.
Alright, so the shaman does approach you and Chester, and she says,
Why are you explaining to me where they are? I was with you.
Well, because you didn't explain it to them. I went into Gwendeth there because
Yeah.
you didn't explain it to them. Do you
Here.
understand where they are, Master Zerxel?
No.
If you do not understand where they are, why did you ask me why I explained to you where they are?
I know where they are. I don't understand you. Confused, Zerxil.
Well, I don't have a book on elven biology with me. Which part specifically do you require to know about?
I want now.
Just go, Zerxil, it's fine.
Okay, Zerxil, go.
Alright, but Elzef and Chester, your broken legs are tended to by the shaman. And as Zerxil's helping them with the speeders, after she's done with Chester's leg, she's bandaged it and splint it, and you hear Chester cry out as 2 of the small lizard folk have to push the bone back in. It's
He'd
sad.
cry out, even as they carried him away. He'd go, sorry, what was that like?
Make sure you take extra special care of him.
They've got me!
I find Master Zerxus and your friendship fascinating, Master Decker.
Oh, I find your lack of a soul. Ah, you fucking lizard piece of shit!
That's okay.
The lizard starts stroking your hair slightly.
We'll have you healed up just fine.
Oh.
Now, this is going to take more than some of the magic I can do.
So she applies like the splint and gives you what looks like a kind of petrified walking stick.
Ah, thank you.
All right, and then Elsa, as she approaches you, she goes, "Sit down on this rock."
Naturally.
And let me quickly Google something. You know what I'm doing, don't you? Alright, so her name, she says, "My name is Isdi.
I'm Elsef of Sea's End.
What happened to you, Elsif? I can see that you are missing part of yourself."
When you ask me what happened to me and then specifically mention the lack of half of my soul, do you refer the first part to the second part, or should I actually explain what happened here?
Give me the short term, as she begins pushing your bone and bandaging it back up. Please.
I was born in Sea's End in the year...
That place doesn't matter. Why are you missing your half of your soul? I have the long eye, and I can see deep into your soul.
That is fascinating. I cannot. I was constructing a magical portal, and to finish the construction of the magical portal, to explain to the portal what it should do, it seemed obvious to me to simply infuse a part of my soul into the portal, which knows what the portal is supposed to do. I may have infused more into the portal than is proper, is my current theory, because when I awoke, I was not whole.
Stupid.
Yes, in retrospective, I should have just finished the portal with other means.
She's bandaging up, giving you a splint at the moment.
Oh, a living being should never be without all of this. How will you travel on to the oasis after death?
Yes, I have constructed various theories how that would work.
Yeah,
My
not
current-
interested. What I am interested in is where it went.
I assume it is in the portal. I would hope it is in the portal.
Okay.
Done! And she slaps your leg, sending a jolt of pain up into your spine.
Ah, it hurts. That means I will not lose it.
I would still get some of your more magically adept allies to cast healing on it, just in case.
I assume Master Decker is adept at healing these sort of matters, but I assumed a lot of things about Master Decker, all of which have either been proven incorrectly or been proven incorrectly and then proven correctly again, after which he killed the God King. So I do not know where we stand on the matter of Master Decker's competence.
She shrugs and walks off, begins snapping in Draconic at the nearby lizard folk. So Zerxel and the rest of this mass of lizard folk begin dragging these speeders back. And Zerxel, you notice there are two destroyed and two left. When you climb on one, you notice there's a wheel, just like on your other ship, but smaller. And there's two levers at either side. Because they're still floating there, like 5 foot off the ground, two of them.
Alright. Just imagine that everything that possibly could go wrong probably goes wrong, and Zerxil is definitely spending at least 15 minutes speeding around the desert not having a fucking clue what's going on.
Yep, okay, so...
Like a fucking cartoon, you just see like this dust storm and then zip, go by and then back again, and then it's all over the place.
Basically, Zerxil goes on a single-player experience of pod racing.
Yes.
Now, this is pod racing.
Lizard pod racing.
Alright, and eventually the speeders are traded, and Yellow Scale approaches you, Zerxil, and says,
Okay, your friends can either come stay in the town, or they can stay here with their ship. Either way, I will leave sentries.
We need to take ship as soon as possible. Can you help us move it?
We can try. How does it fly?
I don't know. Ask this one. Points to Grilda.
No.
What?
and he kind of backs away slightly, like...
We don't
Zerxel, what's
understand
up?
how ship work.
Well, I don't know how those ships work either. I can explain how this one works. Did you figure out the speeders?
Not really. You push lever, it goes somewhere.
Right. Well, then I think you did figure out how it works. Zephyr works differently.
It works, just don't know how to go where you want to go.
Oh, should I have a look then?
It is late in the morning. Shall we retreat back to the town? I have dinner I could prepare for guests.
Okay. Can you use lizard to help pull ship?
Of course.
Okay, we go then.
And over the next couple of hours, as you guys are walking towards the ruins that they call home, giant lizards drag the ship, but it's taken a while, and you notice that as they're going, Grildar, you're supervising, kind of. You see the ship over the next hour or so begins to right itself on its own. And then roughly as the rest of you reach this ruin, it's probably just as the ship is arriving at the ruins that Zephyr wakes up, basically, 2 hours later. The rest of you have already been shown around, basically. They are in a ruin of an ancient city. All that's left of most of the buildings are crumbling walls that just are the skeleton of what the previous buildings. There are some facades still left standing, with balconies, rope bridges, and they seem to build their nests out of like a hardened brick. They build bricks out of sand, and they kind of build nests out of it by placing it against the corners of facades and building small square towers that they nest in the middle, and then there's layers and layers and layers. So it looks like, to everyone else, for lack of a better term, that it's a city of dead houses with chimney stacks everywhere.
Okay.
And they're just crawling among. They're like ants in an anthill. There's probably about 500 of these lizard folk living here. And later that afternoon, Yellow Scale invites you to his hall for a banquet.
Do we want to wait or do we keep going? He addresses
Yeah,
the group in
I'm
general.
not pretty sure, but I think we could all use a rest, no?
May I suggest that we were going to go away for an entire day anyway, and we are still on the morning or afternoon on the day we were going to go away.
I think a rest would be wonderful.
We only have to return to the tomb tomorrow to pick up your armor.
What? No, we got to go to Mokhul, right?
We will go to Mokhul, yes, but if we need to fight the God King again, it will help to get the armor. But we know that probably Wandia has a different way of getting it to us.
Hopefully.
Indeed.
Oh, I've done too much Zerxel speaking.
I know the feeling. Sometimes I like sometimes an hour after we finish RP, I'm like, oh god.
Here's a question. We moved the ship after they cast rope trick. Did the rope trick move with the ship?
No. I was going to wait and see if... Well, I know it makes sense that Macross forgot about his children, but I was like everyone else going, where's Frank?
Master Ironblood, may I point out that the entire crew is still missing? I was not sure if this was part of your plans. I did not mention it previously.
You may, yes. I would expect that they would catch up by now, if they're still alive after the blast hit. They've been able to see where we went. We didn't go that far. But if someone wants to take a speeder and head over there...
I shall look for them. I have no idea how to act on lizard folk social events.
Okay.
Very well.
It would be a survival check, but it's pretty easy because there's marks, there's obviously chaos in the wake that you...
Big fucking drag in the sand. Where the boat's been.
Well, Elzef does not have a negative survival, so let's see how this goes. 9.
Right, so you head out into the desert looking for most of the trail, and you're following the way that the ship went for maybe the next 30 minutes. And the crystalline structure that the explosion had created is getting closer and closer. And eventually you're walking, and then you trip over something. Kind of like stumble in the sand slightly and stand up.
I'll take a speeder, so I'm not walking.
Oh, okay. Well, the Legends folk won't give up the speeder that you traded.
Oh, we only traded 2. That was the deal, and we'd repair the other 2.
Yeah, repair.
Okay, so they are taking the ones that are already unbroken. Well, okay. Well, in that case, I have flying shoes.
Okay, you have flying shoes. Fair enough. Yeah, okay, so everything kind of looks samey from up here. You're using the crystalline structure as the foci, so you know where you're going. And eventually you do see a couple of figures walking through the sand, 2 of them.
Are they furry?
One of them looks feathery.
Feathery? Oh, fuck. Well, Elsef has no idea about social cues. No, Elsef knows that Master Ugren is not to be trusted. Elsef is just going to continue onwards.
Okay. And eventually, it takes you longer because of the check that you failed. It takes you longer, but it's maybe 3 hours, and eventually you see a small retinue of people, maybe a mile back from Uthman and Cloud, heading in the wrong direction.
The winged boots can't fly for an hour, I think, so it would be just fly up, look around, fly down, walk.
Okay. Well, eventually you come across Frank, Mimu, Fixer, and 4 seer guards.
That's 4 hours.
Yeah, you took 4 with you. Okay, and as you approach them, Mimu comes running forward. Water!
Ah, yes, small furry child. And Elsef hands over a water flask.
And you see that Frank's basically dried up shrimp at this point.
Ah.
Have you seen the rest?
Rest. Oh yes, the rest is fine.
Where
are there additional questions?
Where are they?
Oh, there's a town of lizard folk.
Lead on. Please.
Oh yes, naturally.
Yeah, Fixer snatches the water skin from Mimu and begins guzzling, and they pass it to the elves, and the elves shake their head. And then pass it to Frank. Frank drinks a load, and then smears some on his face, and then like wets the front of his robes, and then puts his hood back up.
Master Grilda was nice enough to grant me leave to catch you.
Good. Mimu's like, where's Pa?
I assume your father is having a banquet with lizard folk.
Why didn't he come look for us?
Oh, he did not mention you.
What?
I've actually never heard your father mention you. I hope that is not concerning to you.
Fixer's like, I'm gonna stab him in the feet.
I have just recently read that a lot of children your age want to stab their parents.
My age? How old do you think I am?
I have no idea. I was doing polite conversation. You could be anywhere between 80 and 2.
Well, you got that right, at least.
You require a better knife. Your father is quite difficult to stab.
She flips over and catches it by the blade. This knife has seen action. It's a pole-handed thing. And I point at things. You know, I've stabbed many Inquisitor with this. Free to be truthful.
I would hope so, otherwise it would be silly to carry a knife if you were not to stab someone with it.
No one messes with me.
I see.
And she goes, but I do have a request.
Yes.
Can I get a piggyback? My feet are sore.
Oh, naturally.
Mm-hmm. Jumps up on your shoulder.
That Elsef carries her piggy bag.
About halfway through the journey, on the way back, Mimu just begins to float. Oh, that was better. My feet were hot. And occasionally the seer guard just push her like a balloon, and she.
I thought the sea god had her on his shoulders, to be fair.
No, she's got the spell levitate. But I don't know how it would be useful. So the sea god just kind of keep pushing her along. Eventually, you return back to the ruins. However, meanwhile, the rest of you have been invited to the banquet, which his hall, by the way, is a old strip of canvas. Looks like stolen from a Mokhul trade wagon, and it's over the top of some ruins and dangles down. And he's got stone laid out in the middle, like stone slabs, and then everyone just sits on the rugs that are around the stone table. And meals are brought in. Honeyed locusts, coconuts stuffed with larvae, crunchy spice is brought out, the sand crunchy spice, and there's crunchy spice kebabs.
Wine King meal, this is, isn't it?
Yeah, it's crunchy spice kebabs because they've got the end, and then they've got some sort of veggies, and then the other, and then more meat, and then the crunchy spice head on top. And he goes, "You must eat your veggies to get strong." And he hands you over the kebab with crunchy spice.
Very surprising you lot aren't carnivorous, to be fair.
And just so you know, the veggies is what looks like some sort of intestines, but with stuff like already consumed inside of it, wrapped up into a parcel. Like they've just cut it straight out like a camel intestine, tied it up into a parcel.
Cool.
Nice.
Get your nails down.
That, to be fair, for the rest of you, the honeyed locust would be the most normal dish out of any of them.
Macro suspiciously eyes the honeyed locust.
Oh, because I think that was a Game of Thrones joke, wasn't it?
Strong Belrus.
Strong
Well, look at them.
Yeah. Okay, so all of you are sufficiently fed, and there is. They're not that savage. They have stolen like casks of like dwarven ale.
They're not complete savages.
No,
they have
wine. They have wine. They have fresh water because they live on top of what looks like an oasis. And they have like fruits like mangoes, papayas, grapefruits, oranges, and stuff like that. So, and then eventually, Elzef returns with what looks like kids in tow. Makra, you don't really recognize them.
How's that? You've been missing out on the meal, mate. What have you been doing?
Pa!
Yes. I have retrieved furry things. I shall now fix the boats because this is all weird.
The Mimu and Fixer come rushing up to you. Pa! Right, there was this big fire, and we were inside this little confined space with Frank, and Frank's like, hi. And then this explosion. Right, and the seer guard jumped in the way, and look, she's burnt on her back because she blocked the entrance.
They're cute and everything, but does anyone know where these have come from?
What do you mean? Joking?
What do you mean, Macra? These are your children.
I'm not kids.
What?
Yes. I think something's happened to him.
Yeah.
We've been on this quest trying to defend your children this whole time, Makra. You're clearly something happened to you, which is quite normal for such a traumatic event. I know you went down a few times. Maybe your head's not quite in the right place. I suggest you rest first, and then we'll worry about it in the morning.
I mean, get revenge on him, forcefully conscripting us all. Like, these are cute and everything, but whose are they?
Right. Fixer looks and goes, this isn't funny now, Pa. You've taken one too many blows on the head, and you're a fucking idiot. So, make sure you remember us. Right now. This isn't funny.
My kids definitely wouldn't be this mouthy either. That's fucking discipline.
Yeah, you'd think that, huh?
They look towards the seer guard, and Mimu just looks confused.
Don't worry, Mimi. We'll work on it in the morning. Let's not worry about it for now. I don't think there's much we can do.
Okay. Thank you, Uncle. Grodar.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The afternoon goes by. The afternoon goes by, and you guys. The evening begins to descend. Is there anything you guys would like to do? And they have an evening time market come up for food and stuff like that.
Elsef is just gonna spend the entire time fixing up the land speeders.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll help to speed along the process greatly, unless she's in one of those moods where she just wants to fix things without actually having someone who's fast at helping.
Elsef is completely indifferent.
Okay.
Chester will not help.
Plan for morning, Wilda.
Well, plan for morning is, I think, see if we find Gwandia alive, see if Landix is alive. The blast may have hit them as well. I'm not quite sure how far out it went.
Okay.
Then
Zux will head
afterwards
for
to
Mokhul.
Mokhul.
You catch up?
I mean, it'll be faster for you to come with us. We'll catch up anyway.
Zuxel can't take chance.
But there's no chance. The
What?
ship's faster than you are walking by a significant amount.
Zuxel take lizard.
I see. What's the response of the lizard? He says that.
What do you mean? What's the response of what? Sorry.
Oh, he just said, I take lizards, as in, I take a lizard's boat. I assume that's what he meant.
No, I think he
No,
means like the riding
giant
lizard.
lizards, the riding lizards.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
I assume Zephyr's still significantly faster or not?
Don't know.
Yeah, that was out of game, sorry.
Yeah.
Go head out. If you catch up, you catch up. No loss.
Except if we can't find you and bypass you somehow.
Zuxel not hard to miss.
You think?
Of course, only not many lizards in desert.
Yeah, you're also really small and somewhat camouflaged against the dunes if they're shadowed.
Zuxel not that small. Zuxel like Mimo.
Yeah. I mean, look how long it took. How long it took Elseth to find them, and there was lots of them.
Zuxel have to go. I'm sorry, Gilda.
If you insist. What will you do if you get to Mokhul before us?
Kill anyone that stands in my way. Get Anna. Find you.
Okay, and if you need to find me again afterwards, so you're just going back for Anna now, that's it, right?
Yeah.
Alright, fair enough. Well, I can contact you with short messages once a day. Let you know roughly where we are. Is there some way for me to send whereabouts that you would understand? I can only send up to 8 characters, so it'll have to be short.
Don't know. Once I get Anna, she's better at this. She can help.
Yeah, I'm not so worried about you about finding you once you're in Mokhul. I'm more worried about in between.
Zuxel leave trail.
Alright, well, I guess I'll try and find you once you're there then. Good luck.
Good luck to you. Zuxel will go nest somewhere for the night.
Okay.
Oh, yellow scale.
Yes.
Zuxel need riding lizard for morning. What
Riding-
trade?
Ah, you got any shiny?
How about war mask? And he hands him like a silver mask.
Oh, I like. Masks go very well on me. Do you notice the plumage?
I think every chief needs mask. It's good for you.
I like the head. Nice touch.
It's a 250 GP silver mask.
Oh yeah, for sure. He was going to ask for 100 shinies for a lizard, but that's totally fine.
That's right. Zaxel needs some water as well, and crunchy spice.
Of course. Clicks his fingers, and you are basically given small rations that they can handle. Basically, you've got a coconut that's been stuffed, like a little hole at the top that's been stuffed with honeyed crunchy spice. And you shake it, and he says, "The honey keeps it sweet, and it doesn't rot." And you are given some citrus fruits, limes, and stuff like that, including the basic necessities and a water skin. He says, "If you travel south here, you'll reach the Greenlands in a day.
Okay. Thank you.
Once you find the river, follow it east, and then travel south at River's End."
Yeah, I know. I came here before, alright?
Okay. Good luck, Xerxil of the Poison Swamp tribe.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and rest somewhere.
Okay.
I'll go and try and find one of the more approachable shamans.
There seems to be one shaman, the
Okay.
Isdi, the one that set their broken legs.
I'll go and talk to her.
Yes, dwarf.
Yes, you see, we have a bit of a predicament. Xerxel really needs to move on quickly, and it would be nice for us to have some way of being in contact with him. Do you have anything that would allow us to do so? It only needs to be for a couple of days.
Need what? Explain. What are you after?
Well, something to contact him remotely or to find where he is.
Ah, yes.
Do you have something of the sort that we could trade for?
I do. I cannot trade for it. It is part of me.
Right, I guess thanks for mentioning that, but how would we use that?
He shrugs. I can send messages to anyone I know.
Right, but if I want to send a message when you're not next to me, that would not work, right?
Why would you do that?
Exactly.
She shrugs. I guess you could shout loudly.
We'll just... Gilda won't laugh, he'll just, frown and walk off. Well, thanks. And then I'll go and try and find Chester.
Alright.
Macro's searching this bazaar. He wants to try and trade his bastard sword and his old Goliath hammer for a magical bastard sword, if they have any.
They don't look to be in the market of magical items.
Okay. What do they have?
Fruit, meat, lizards, parrots, coconuts, bows, arrows, hunting spears, harnesses, tools.
Never mind.
It's a long list, and yet we want none of it.
Alright, so Chester, looks like Grildar wanted to find you.
It would depend on where I was in that time, I suppose.
Yeah.
Can I decide where I was?
Yeah.
Could I be surrounded by a load of lizard folk telling a story as he finds me?
Of course.
There I was. You wouldn't believe it. God King, 6 inches away from my face, his foul breath right in my nose. And I said, "Nay, nay, God King, you will not step on me this day," and let me outside with a catalogue. And I slew him with a stave of my mighty hand and blew him across the Dune Sea. What say you to that?
Well, I say it didn't quite happen like that, but I like your version of the story.
Grilla, good to see you. Let's not spread lies. Right, what do you want?
Yeah, that's not, and I'll just raise an eyebrow at him. All right.
I'll just lead him away from my adoring crowds. Look, what do you need? Grab my style.
Chester Xerxel's leaving in the morning, heading straight to Mokhul to find Anna. We might need to be able to contact him. Can you send messages remotely?
I don't think so. No, it's never really been one of my fortes, actually.
I don't know if he would lie about this, but I want to be able to
Yeah, no, it's actually he can. I just wasn't sure. Oh, actually, yeah, I think I did learn how to do that once. But I'm pretty sure it's limited. Hang on, let me just read a little bit of paper I wrote to myself when I was 12. Hang on.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if you have sending or something sort of scrap.
No, I don't. Nah, sorry. The one I've got is I can only travel. I don't know, like the length of a house, maybe.
Right. Never mind then.
Sorry, mate. You know what a surprising day. Found out I wasn't useful.
What do you mean?
Well, you know, you come here asking for my help. I'm not surprised, and I find out I can't help you. Weird, isn't it? Funny old world.
I'm just like, what the fuck is Jester?
He
Yeah,
goes back to
sure.
the crowd. This man here.
You.
And remembers he's still talking with his shit accent. He's like, this man here did not assist me. He was too cowardly. He was too frightened. And I'll just go into the story as I lead away the lizards.
Although what you notice, but you don't tell Chester, is that they speak no word of common. They're all muttering to themselves in Draconic.
Feels like I can just see him making like audio visual noises like "Kroom," and then the boat exploded. Kroom, blah.
And in between, he takes out this flute and just plays on it manically.
Yeah.
they're entertained. They're just like what the hell is going on?
Yeah. As he's doing this, I'll send him a little cryptogram, and a little message will appear on his face that says "joke on you."
Say it in Draconic because that'd be perfect.
No, it'll be in common.
All right. So I'm assuming that anything else anyone wants to do, or are we taking a long rest?
Well, we fixed up the boats. Elsa would make like a list of ingredients required to craft more of them.
Ah, yeah.
Do some reverse engineering on them.
Ah, okay, yep.
And that's about it.
Is there a role for technology?
I have proficiency in pretty much all tools I can imagine I need to make.
Yeah,
like,
okay. Just
I have wood carvers, carpenters, thief tools, tinkerers tools, and smith tools.
Basically, it requires nearly every single one except tinkerer's tools, except thieves tools that you just mentioned to try to fix a speeder. So you can make an intelligence check with your proficiency to see how far you get. With advantage, because Grildar was helping you.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll try and help. I also have carpenter's tools, and
Yeah,
I
for
know
sure.
how that works.
It's just intelligence, so 19 plus 4, 23.
Perfect. Overnight, both of you managed to get one of the minor damaged speeders working. However, you guys have to take out what looks like a weapon that the Inquisitors have put at the front. When you put it down, Elzef, you realise it's got runes on it, and after some, I won't make you roll because you could have spent some time with it. The runes on this weapon, it's like an iron rod about 4 foot long with these runes on it, are the runes for flaming hands, for burning hands, sorry. So you realise at some point the speeder could have shot a gout of flame out the front as a weapon. However, you have to take it off, and then immediately the speeder begins to float, as if like emergency power had somehow gone to this ability instead of helping keep the ship afloat. So the moment you take it out, do a little bit of repairs, the speeder begins to float up.
Okay, so I guess we install that speeder as like an emergency boat next to our main ship, and then the other wreck we just load on top of the boat for now.
Yeah, so you basically, with ropes and nets, you basically tie it to the side.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, it takes some pulleys and levers and stuff like that, but with the magical bag of tools that Grildar has, you've managed to get it done. You and Grildar are quite late to getting to sleep, though. For Grildar, that's no problem. But I guess...
Elsa was doing it with a broken leg as well.
Yeah, you were limping around, mostly giving orders, but...
Adrian's sleeping pattern's that broken real life. He managed to break his character's sleep pattern as well.
Alright, so if there's nothing else anyone wants to do, that'll be a long rest for everyone.
Could we have a rest as well, please? Is that acceptable?
Yes, we will take a 5-minute break for now, and be back soon.
Finish watching Blue
Alright.
Jeans and Bloody Tears.
Also, Lars, I am glad that you like the lizard folk. Xerxil is a special character, and you should have tuned in more for him. He's hilarious.
Fucking Lars.
Don't worry, Agent. I'll take that mantle up for you, mate.
Okay, so as the sun begins to rise, I guess the group parts ways. Xerxil heading southeast.
Grilda, before you go, I had a thought for contact. I don't know if you can find someone who can do the spell, but if you can, I got these rings that can hold a spell. Maybe you can use them.
That's a good
He
idea.
hands you 2 rings of spell storing.
Thanks. And with that,
I'd have to use the spells that's in there already. Be careful of this one.
What's in it?
It might kill people.
If I just send it somewhere over where it's empty, would it be alright?
Yeah, it's probably okay.
I'll walk off to outside the camp and just shoot whatever's in there.
Okay.
I guess I'm not tuned to Zephyr for a while. I'll tune to the ring.
What goes flying out of the ring of spell storing?
I don't know, a nearby palm tree just like withers and dies. It turns black and ashen. It was the mummy's
Wither?
curse, the Pharaoh's curse.
Ah.
That turns out to be the most fruitful palm tree that they've got, and the all of them now die as a result.
That would be fun. Yes, I'll then go and try and find. What's her name? Is it?
Isdi.
Is he? Yep, almost. And ask her to cast Sending into it.
Alright, so as you approach her and she says, yes, I can do that. But what you got to offer?
Just tell me your price.
Chinese.
Yeah. Just tell me your price.
200 Chinese.
Mm-hmm. Very well. What color would you like?
I like the silver ones best.
I'll pull out an Electrum Crown worth 150 GP.
Ooh, crown. I'll take that.
Careful though with that one. You might
What?
not want to wear it to events where your leader's present. You might be jealous. Or maybe you want that.
My crown. Here, give me rings. I cast in.
Okay.
How many spell levels do they take?
Annoyingly, it's 5, so it's 1 in each.
Yeah, she casts sending in each one.
Unless if you wore both, you could cast between the 2.
No, that's fine.
Alright, so after the sending is cast, note down that you have 2 sending spells in the rings.
Weld them together for a 10 level ring.
Just wear them on one finger. Stack.
Isn't there 2 attunement slots?
Mm-hmm. I will just do one and the other, and
Just
I'm not
give it
intending
to
to using them.
one of the
Just
seer
for
guards or
this, yeah.
something and get them to send messages.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's me. I slept a couple of hours, had a bit of a walk around, did this, and then get ready to leave. Reattuned to Zephyr.
Alright, you reaching Zephyr. I'm glad to be back.
Yes, I know that you've been resting for a while. Figured make use of that and get some things done. I'm glad you're okay. That was a pretty heavy fight. You know, as I'm talking, as I'm walking around the edge of the ship, just with my hand across the rating, and people watching it probably like, "What the fuck?" You know?
Yeah, well, most of these lizard folk talk to themselves as they move around anyway, muttering, cursing, doing their own thing. The populace have got quite used to you guys being around, so you're not like an anomaly anymore. All night you kind of were like looked at, stared at, especially Chester, who loudly proclaimed all these stories.
True stories.
And it looks like Chester's being currently carved into one of the cave walls near the north, telling his story. It's like some sort of being added to like the year's moments.
He's in fucking lizard Mount Rush mode already.
Make sure you get my nose right.
And they've created something that looks more like a stick figure, like a cave painting, I'm afraid.
Right you are. Well, I'll leave it to you. You are the experts.
So, does the group part here? Does Zerxel head southeast?
Of course he does.
Alright, and what are the rest of you doing?
Elsef is instructing the Sea guards to construct like a makeshift workshop on top of the ship
Okay.
to fix the remaining boat up while we travel.
Alright. Okay. That can be done as you're moving. How much gold do you have?
Yeah, I think we're loaded, but this is just goes off Elsef's personal gold. 300?
Yeah, it'll cost you 200 gold pieces of materials bought from the nearby marketplace. That's including decent like wooden planks and stolen materials that they sell you.
Yeah, sure.
And where's the heading for the crew now? I'm assuming.
Back to Guandias.
Oh, you're going back to the Tomb of Mistra.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
you know.
see if they're still there and if they need some help.
That's like a 10-hour journey to the north. Yeah.
That's why Zerxel wanted to go the other way. Yeah.
Okay, so Zerxel, you head out.
Yep.
The giant lizard does make good time. They can travel up to 50 miles per day.
That seems pretty good.
Yeah, they can travel up to 50 miles
Really
per day.
fucking good.
Well, the thing is, they're going to be great because they don't need much water. They need water, but not much of it, and they can keep up a fast pace as long as it's warm. So you manage to actually get by the end of that day on the border of the Greenlands, and on the horizon you can see the large jade tower that you used last time as a landmark.
I'm gonna push the lizard on a bit so we can get to the river, and then it can chill at the river and hydrate.
Yeah,
In my head canon, the ones that run across water bipedally, or just across the sand.
Okay, so you meant by about midnight you reach the river, and the river itself is wide and shallow. This river is unnaturally created by the Jade Jackal monolith. So as it floods out into these lands, it creates kind of floodplains that during the spring become fertile planting farmlands. And as you approach, you see that the place is inhabited but sparsely. So like you've travelled through here as Lantics, but great rice terraces and things like that travel up the sides of the valleys here, and you basically avoid all of the farmers and all of the huts and approach the river, where your lizard immediately takes its fill of water and clonks out nearby willow just underneath.
That's fine. I'll pretty much do the same next to it.
Okay, the rest of you spend until the late afternoon travelling back to the Tomb of Mistra. At the Tomb of Mistra, as you approach, where it should be, it's not there.
Huh.
There's just mountains.
Very well. I'll send a cryptogram to Guandia saying, "Where are you?" Literally, where are you in text speak? Because that's
You get a sending message back maybe a minute later. Oh, Grildar, darling, I'm so glad you're alive. Where are you? I'm at the tomb. We were packing to leave.
We headed to where the tomb was, but you don't seem to be here.
At that moment, like as that message gets about literally 30 seconds later, there's a flash, and the illusion fades. As this Mirage Arcana fades, and you see the entrance of the tomb maybe about 300 foot away, and there's Lantix and Guandia packing their wagon completely full, and he's like, I plan, and as you approach, he explains, we plan to make several trips, some teleportation, some by land. Lantix will lead the land caravan. I don't suppose you killed the God King then?
We made an effort of it and killed one of his forms, it seems, but, well, he's going to be back somewhere.
Ah.
Went better than I expected, honestly.
Yes? Well, I'm glad to hear. I'm glad that you're all alive. Did the evil little lizard die?
No, he had urgent business in Mokhul. We're heading back that way soon as well, but there's two things I wanted to ask you about.
Yes.
One is the armor. Have you managed to look at it?
I haven't got
The
to my...
indentation?
I haven't managed to get back to my shop just yet.
Shame. Well, there's another matter then. You see, it seems that there's an issue with these three. I pointed at Makra and the two children.
Yeah, Macro, you still don't recognise your kids whatsoever.
Wait, hold on, what issue? What?
He
What do
doesn't
you
recognize
mean?
his children as his children anymore. I think something happened during the battle. Is there something you can do?
No. Well, yes, but I'm not wasting such a powerful... No, I can't. I can, but I can't. It's physically impossible because I will damage myself in trying to restore his memories. You could maybe find a cleric.
Do you know what? Well, could you perhaps just have a look to see what happened then, so we know what to do?
Sure, I will do a detailed analysis. He casts Detect Magic, walks around Macra, and then walks around Chester. Ah, okay, yes, of course. And then he looks at you, Grildo, and says, "You are affected too. You know that, right?"
If it's something memory related, then I don't think that I would.
Ah, yes. Well, the trio of you are going to require some sort of diamond, and you're going to require a cleric, and you're going to require a powerful spell. I'm afraid that is beyond me without casting a wish spell.
I see. What happened to Chester?
Chester seems to have kind of forgotten a memory, but accepted it. I can see it in his magical aura.
What's that?
I wish it would have been a different one, I guess. Never mind. Could you do me a favor? Could you write mine down and put it in a closed envelope of some sort? I don't want to deal with it now, but I would like to have a way of
Oh,
finding out what was
exciting.
lost later.
This is like that theatrical piece, Memento, that I saw once. And she begins writing down some things on a piece of paper.
It received horrible reviews. The Mokhul Daily was very opposed to it.
Well, the Mokhul Daily's run by the God King, so it can suck my turban. And then he hands you over a piece of paper, and then to all three of you to remind you that you have memory loss. And he figures out macros easily enough. You know, he's forgotten these kids exist. If you find a cleric, you will need a greater restoration or anything above.
Thank you, Monia.
It's okay.
Do any of you need transport in the direction of Mokhul?
Lantex here.
Lantix, how many people are you taking with you? Sorry to do this to you, Mike.
That's all right.
Since Xerxel's on the other side of the continent by now.
There's not many of us left. It's mainly, really, just carrying all the equipment back. If it was just a few people, I would do it myself, but it's all the tents and everything that we recovered from the tomb.
Right, or would you want to get a ride towards Mokhul? You're free to join us on Zephyr.
Yes, that would be good. I think we could probably, as long as you don't mind us taking up some space, I'm sure we could fit everything in.
Not a problem.
Are we still heading straight back to Mokhul then? Are we not nipping up to Port Phobos?
What for?
Let's check out the observatory. We've killed one form of
You
it.
say nipping up to Port Phobos. It's literally on the other side of the continent, Makra.
Yeah, that is the slight problem with it. Hence why I don't want to bring Master Lantix with us
If we need to get to Port Phobos, it will be quicker to do so from Mokhul.
What is the upside to going to Port Phobos, Master Ironblood?
Well, the upside is very limited. There is a conservatory. Well, there was a conservatory there. It's been taken or destroyed, and we could go and find out what happened to it. It feels like it's less urgent now, and on the other side of the continent as mentioned, so we'll not be heading there.
Well, it is up to you. Master Makra, after me, we shall retrieve an
I'm
object.
glad at least someone thinks so. Bloody hell.
I require an escort. My leg is broken. And Elsif just drags Makra down into the tomb to get to the elves. Not the elves. The
Warforged.
No, the fairies.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you begin traveling down there, and as you reach into that room where the cursed armor once was, you go towards the door and open it. Silence.
Oh, this is quite frustrating. Master Makra, please, after you, to check for traps.
Why would I be ever doing that?
You're more likely to survive a trap than me, and I can revive you.
Couldn't you just check for them, though?
I have a broken leg, Master Makra. My abilities are quite reduced.
It sounds like an awful idea. And Macro tries to attempt to look for traps, but doesn't really know what he's doing.
Alright, so you fumble on in, and I will just put it that way, that you don't find any traps, and even if you could find them, none go off. The place is dark, and the pixies are no longer around. However, the portal that they came through is left unattended, unactivated.
It seems they have not done well on their bargain, but they have left the original portal here, and should they come through again, well, then they will simply appear where we are anyway, and that I feel will be better than in this cave. Celso just nicks the portal.
Yeah, you just pick it up. It's like, 2 inches at the base and about 4 inches tall. Quite made of sturdy material. It's got little tiny runes that you're going to need a magnifying glass to see.
Well done, Master Macron.
Yeah, I don't know what I achieved there.
Oh, nothing. I was being polite.
Case.
Very unlike you.
So I'm assuming you help. Oh, sorry, go on.
While we walk back, Master Macron, may I recommend some books on childcare?
Why would I need to know?
It appears to me as that you have made a rookie mistake in childcare, which is forgetting that you have children.
I haven't got any fucking kids. Talking bollocks.
It is so rudimentary, in fact.
So
Most
racist.
books do not cover it.
Just because they're hairy like me doesn't mean they're mine.
That is true. I did not test their blood. Very well, Master Makra. They told me they were your children, and I believed them. It was foolish.
Deluded. They're clearly orphans from the war. Some weird attachment to me.
Oh, that makes sense. That is a very valid theory. May I suggest electroshock therapy?
What, to fix them? Yeah.
Oh yes, I was not gonna shock you. That would not accomplish anything unless you
exactly.
wanted to shock.
Sort them out. Do whatever the fuck you want, mate.
Oh, I'm just an advisor. I will not shock them myself. That's barbaric. And at that point, they are left back, and Elsif just goes back to fixing the boat.
All right. I'm assuming the crew are leaving. Is there anything they want to do at the tomb before?
No, just load up Lennox's crew stuff and ask Lennox, do you know whatever happened to Uthman?
To who, sorry?
Uthman?
Uthman? Well, he set out, didn't he? He was quite incensed by, something. But, yes, he set out a few days ago.
Right. Yes. Did you have a close connection to him?
Not especially, only within the industry, I suppose you could call it. He's well known for going to these kind of sites and selling his wares.
I see. Well, I'm a little bit worried that he might come across some, well, to him perhaps unhospitable lizard folk soon, and I feel it's... Well, never mind. It's a lizard folk story, really.
Sorry, I'm not really following you here, Gwildar.
Oh, Zerx stole his stuff. He's angry. We went to some lizard folk. Now Uthman is probably heading there after Zerxil, and he might get himself killed.
Ah,
Oh, he's most definitely heading in that direction. I saw him just yesterday.
When did you consider mentioning this to us?
Oh, you did not ask.
I was not aware that I needed to ask everything, Elseth. If you feel something is of significance to us, such as someone who's angry with us coming in directly at us, perhaps you would like to mention it without my direct request next time, without my explicit asking.
I might.
Yes. No. What I'm trying to say is do.
Oh yes, you have just mentioned a lot of factors I can not pass quite well right now. I did not know that Master Uthman was angry at us.
Well, I take it Zerxel is the cause, but I'm pretty sure we'd all take some of the blame. Anyway,
I take no blame.
I'm quite sure Master Uthman feels differently, but never mind. And with that, if we're done packing, then Akra and Nelson are ready to go, then let's head off.
Alright, so we'll do a bit of a downtime. If you're travelling back to Mokhul, it's going to take on this ship. I look at the map, it's probably going to take you about maybe 5 days.
Yeah, so we'll
about
head back
that.
the way we came. So it's Zephyr does. You said the lizards do 50 per day, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Zephyr should be back to where we were in 20 hours.
Yep.
Right? She said it was about a 10-hour journey. So I guess we spent like 2 hours here packing all the stuff and things.
Yeah, like see where I'm pointing. You travelled about that distance.
Yeah, sure. So travel back the way we came, past the Yellow Skill Camp, and then head off in the direction where Zerx is going. And just before midnight, I'll say back at YS. The best I can do, which obviously stands for Yellow Skill, and I hope you understand that.
Okay, so Zerxil, as you're heading through the Riverlands, next day, you get the message.
okay.
Okay, so the rest of the group are following past on the third day. However, Zerxil, you are heading south through the Jade Lands after that, which is a vast kind of farming land, very fertile, very damp and humid, and kind of very well versed in growing. Right.
We would catch up on the second day.
How far does the
distance, right?
How far does the Zerxil go every day? Zerxil, the boat. Sorry.
The Zerxil go.
How far does the Zerxil go? I'll have to ask the Zerxil how far the Zerxil goes. No, Zephyr goes 140 per day, I think. Yeah,
Yes.
140 miles a day.
I would require a perception check from whoever's looking out for Zerxil then.
Yeah, I'll know that it's roughly the speed of the lizard, and I'll say I'll do a little crypto and say at Jade Jackal now, or
You would go near. I guess you wouldn't go near it. You'd go east of it, because as Grilda, you would know it's like a fortress.
yeah, okay, but in that direction. Like I would have talked to Zerx, I guess, and spoken a little bit about the way that he's going. But yeah, let me make.
Alright, so it makes. Well, fuck, can I deny that? Alright, so. Zerxil, nearing the end of the second day, you're travelling through the Riverlands when, as the evening sets and you have to skirt around a village, a man approaches you. The sun has just set, and it's a traveller with travel-stained robes. You're travelling along, and this man, tall, robed figure, kind of like travel-stained robes, holds up his hand and in front of the road and says, "Traveller, stop if you would. I require aid."
What do you want?
What you want?
And can you make a perception check?
I will make an attempt at it.
To your left and right, and behind you, men begin crawling out of the hills and the woods. And they're all wearing the same sort of travel stained robes. There's about 8 of them. They kind of form a circle around the lizard. And as he pulls his hood back, you realise this ain't no traveller. His hair is braided. It's as black as night and oiled. He has skulls, small animal skulls clasped into the dreads. He has tattoos up his cheeks and face. His eyes are a dazzling gold. And as he brings up his hand, it's bedecked in jewels. And he just brings one finger up and says, "You are worth a lot of money, little lizard. A lot of money." What was that, sorry?
How many are there?
There's 4 jewels on each of his rings.
Oh, people.
8, sorry.
Okay.
And they all begin taking their hoods down to reveal their eyes all kind of have this dull yellow glow to them. And as they smile, you see they've all got fangs.
Okay, that's not like you people. You what? What? Speak.
And he smiles and he says,
One or the other.
when I go on my jobs, am always very truthful. Xerxil, you have a contract on your head for 5,000 platinum pieces.
Oh.
Ah.
You
Should've known about
wronged
that.
You wronged the wrong man.
It's to say somewhere Chester sits up in the night, like, ooh.
You wronged Amir van Rockstald. In fact, you killed him. But on his dying breath, he wished, with all of his wealth, that you go with him. And you see them all draw short swords.
Oh, the char. Good thinking.
Yeah, I forgot he killed him.
And you should know, Xerxil, that your actions will always come to bite you, eventually. Xerxil, can you roll initiative?
Give it a go.
You are about to fight the Ajati, and you know it.
Why do they make vampires? Why did they make these people?
That's a very good question.
Okay, Xerxil, let me roll for Gold Petal.
Gold Petal?
The guy with the jewels on his hand?
I know who he is.
Calm yourself, son. Calm yourself. You've brought this on yourself by being an evil little fuck for far too long. Eventually, you were gonna piss off the wrong person.
Yeah.
An evil little fuck who walked off alone.
Yeah, you struggle to be that evil and then walk places by
Turns
yourself.
out, I still don't have a token for the guy, so... Xerxil, you go first.
Yeah. Just trying to remember if they're immune to charm or not. Is that a roll I can make? Can I learn this?
I guess a study of them, yeah. You could roll Arcana, or... I don't know, it's really difficult to...
Let's give Arcana a go.
What the fuck? Both rolled 8. Alright, let me tell you. As far as you know, you don't think they're immune to charm, no.
It's worth a shot then. Have you considered killing everyone like each other rather than me? I think this would be good for you.
Okay, alright.
Nice.
Let me get into it.
Just in case not, I'll increase the DC by 6.
Okay, so first things first, Gold Petal will use a legendary resistance, obviously.
Obviously.
That's filth.
However, I don't think the other vampires are going to be able to pass. I will check. That makes it DC 26, right? Oh, they could pass if they rolled high. In fact, for funsies, I'll roll it in the normal chat so you can actually see.
Go for it.
Oh, fuck. Oh, what the fuck, dude?
I'm glad I increased it.
That fuck's up +7.
Oh, there were 6 of it. There you go. They're multiplying.
No, there was 8. There's 8 of them.
Okay.
And then there's one more.
That is what was said.
Yep.
The
Right.
fuck's all a +7 to that as well. You rolled dreadfully there.
Shit.
Oh,
So,
yeah, bro.
let me read the spell. Well played. Right, so... is that the end of your turn?
Not feeling the hold on Gold Petal, Spook will go over and slap him.
Alright.
Need to take 7 off that damage, so
Mhm.
it's just 10 damage.
Alright, it hits Gold Petal. A good hit. However, as the ghost flies through it, he doesn't move whatsoever. Like, Fook smacks him with his ability, and he just stands there.
Okay. I didn't expect a huge amount, but...
Okay.
Cool.
Alright, so he brings Gold Petal stands, and as he looks at all of his rest of his vampires, and he goes, "Ugh, initiates." Clicks his fingers. Can you make a wisdom saving throw?
I will try.
Literally got his DC. Oh no, you got more. Yeah. So you managed to pass his hold person. He then bursts into mist, reappears in front of you. The other vampires begin destroying one another. They charge around you in like a wall of death, like a mosh pit. They just begin colliding with one another. And he's like, "Oh, I have to do everything myself."
That means
If-
the spell ends for all of them.
It does, doesn't it? Each target. Yeah, they begin attacking each other. I guess.
Well, if you or any of your companions damage a creature affected by the spell ends.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, you're right.
Yeah. Okay, so Xerxil, you're up.
Alright, let's ruin Gold Petal.
Okay.
I will make it more difficult as well.
What did you get? Yeah, he's
it's
ruined.
5. And then... did it literally look like it did nothing to him?
Yeah, the necrotic damage looked like it did nothing to him.
Okay, alright. I'll hold the turn then.
Alright. Alright, so as he brings out his hand from his sleeve, a long moonlight blade comes out, and that is the blade that Grildar and everyone else experienced when he fought him in the highway. Brings it round, spins, reappears as he bursts into mist on the back of your saddle, and goes for several strikes. What's your AC?
18.
Alright, so the first one you managed to weave out the way, but the next looks like it's going to critically hit.
Okay.
He hits you for 14 slashing and 20 radiant.
30. Hold on.
Cool. He passes with a natural 20. Takes half of that. Alright. So that's a total of, I'm going to round up. 15. Cool. Is that your turn? No, that's its turn. The vampires begin attacking and just trying to fight each other. And then at the end of their turn, he's going to take a legendary action to attack you again. Hits you for 8 slashing and 6 radiant, so 14 damage.
This hurts.
I am sorry, Rocket, but
That's alright. That's what happens when you play little shit.
I'm afraid it is. It's
Did
it's.
we actually find him with the 27 perception?
We're gonna get to that.
Okay.
Xerxil.
Yeah, I go with the insidious lifesteal.
All right. Come on, con save, roll. Oh, there you go. You got 21.
How fucking dare he? Okay.
How very dare you?
All right. So first thing he's gonna. He reaches out. He reaches out of his offhand. Oh my god! Botches! You managed to break free from the grapple as he tries to grab you. Fuck. He'll use his secondary attack to do it again. Misses. Fuck. His third attack, he'll just use the blade. And I think he misses again. Yeah. Brings the blade round and you manage to weave in the saddle. At the end of the vampire's turn, after they're done they're like destroying each other, he goes for another strike. This one hits for a total of 18 damage.
Hold on. Character.
And Xerxil, your turn. Oh, yeah.
That's a start. And then just another lifesteal.
Alright, so it looks like the Hellish Rebuke was effective. 21. And so was the Insidious Lifesteal.
Good. Cackle, and then that's it.
And, okay. Can you make another Wisdom saving throw?
Wisdom save.
As he begins casting a spell. 21, you pass. The vampires attack one another. You see one vampire has been killed by the rest and bursts into ash. And then you are hit with the blade again for a total of 18 damage.
Okay.
And it's your turn.
That's a start, followed by that.
You didn't have your reaction. It wasn't your turn yet.
I thought I'd had my turn.
No, because I used the legendary act. Oh yeah, no wait, yeah, you're right. Sorry. Give me a sec. Yep. And the con save. He fails both.
Good.
Alright, then I guess his turn. Oh. This is ridiculous. Please, stop it. Why are you rolling so shit? That's just so stupid. Right. Loads of swings come towards you and you're just managing to dodge them. You're basically scurrying around your mount.
Pretty much. Just like a little cat and mouse Tom and Jerry thing going on.
And then you're hit again from his legendary action for 20 damage. And then it's your turn.
Hold on a sec. Oh, stupid temporary HP.
And but all the while, he's growling. Stay still, you little shit!
I haven't had a turn, so I can't have this rebuke.
No, it's your turn now.
Okay. How does he look?
Fine. It looks like the fire is hurting him, but
what do? It's actually not good. I'll just lifesteal thing again.
Okay. He passes.
He passes. Well, I'm
Mhm.
fucked.
Alright, on his turn. You are struck with one of the attacks for 19.
That puts me down. I will do a final hellish rebuke, just because he's a prick.
Yep, he takes full damage from it.
I know this feeling, Rocket. He made me fight monkeys.
However,
If you fucking got your own spells with it, though, you might have survived.
as you're about to go down and you fall down, he jumps down, immediately grabs hold of you. You hear something in the back of, like, whispered to you just as you're passing out.
Retard, hold on a second.
Oh no, wait, you've got your legendary item, right?
No, that takes 7 days to recharge. But I do have my vulnerability, which takes 50 damage off something, so I'll just do it on the last one.
Alright,
I
so
should have done it way earlier. Oh, whoops. Just so I'm alive when I'm around.
just so you're alive.
So I can spite him, the little prick.
Yeah, that's fair enough. And trust me, this is going to help. Alright, so, and the vampires, as you're, you see that one of the vampires runs towards Goldpale and rugby tackles him, basically off the side of the lizard. They both, and as he hits the ground, you see Goldpale burst into mist and reappear about 30 foot away, and he goes, "Oh, come on! It's never an easy job! There's never just stab a man in the back, is there? There's always some magic caster. There's always something else. Oh, my parents this, my parents that. No one ever wants to listen to us. Idiots!" And he just begins striding back towards Xerxel.
Fuck off then!
You are worth money. You're not only worth money because of the contract on you, but the God King wants you alive. So I can tell you what, you give up now, you can come with us, and you get thrown in jail, I get my money, this all ends.
No, fuck you. I bet you're worth something as well. I'll fucking rip your throat out.
Xerxel.
Shy, intimidating an
I
assassin.
feel like vampires are very good at the whole throat ripping.
I'll give it to you. You can roll intimidation.
Such a poor roll on the first one. So grim.
He does back off slightly, and he sees what you've done to all of his allies. And at that moment, as he goes, "Nothing will ever make me back away from a job."
This not even Xerxel's final form.
Alright, so Xerxel, it's actually your turn.
As one winged angel starts playing.
I need all the health I can get, so it's the lifesteal. It's try and keep myself alive with temporary HP until some of his fucking friends come and kill him.
Yeah, he got a natural one.
Nice. I like that. I like that a lot.
Alright, so Gold Petal stands there, looks at all of his vampire allies basically being fucked, and he just goes, "This isn't over." And then there's a puff of mist as he turns into what looks like a swarm of bats and flies southward.
Hey, mama, want some cookies? No dice. This ain't over.
However, as all the vampires have finished their mosh pit and you're just basically getting back on your saddle and they're all bursting into mist, in the distance, you hear a rumbling, Xerxel. And Grildar, from where you are with your dark vision, you see a couple of humanoids fighting around the giant lizard. And then eventually the lizards are like bursting into like mist and disappearing. But yeah, just so you know, Rocket, you took over like just over half his health, so I was like, yeah, I'm out.
Not too bad.
If you hadn't used the invulnerability, I would have just killed you.
I just wish I'd remembered it earlier on when I took like 30 odd damage rather than 10.
Yeah.
You
Okay,
can't all
and-
be good players.
Xerxel, you turn around to see the Zephyr ploughing through the wetlands. And Grover, you can...
Over here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did spot you, so I'm coming straight towards you.
Oh, shit.
He looks hurt. Zerxel indeed does look hurt.
Yep. I'll pull up alongside and throw a rope over.
He scrambles up the rope.
Does the giant lizard look like it's
Yeah, he climbs up.
able to get up? Okay.
Yeah, so it's a large creature. It's 10 foot by 10 foot. Like really, it's 10 foot by 5 foot. So he
Yeah,
climbs
I
aboard.
didn't know if it was like a horse that clearly could not climb a rope, right?
Oh no, it can climb. It doesn't even need the rope.
Okay. Yeah, so it is like a giant lizard, literally.
Mm-hmm.
Not like a... Yeah, okay. Alright, cool.
Much like a fuck off Komodo dragon.
Yeah,
Ah.
well, glad we found you. What happened?
It's good timing. Fucking, don't know. Assassin thing. Said Zerxil worth money.
What assassin thing?
You know, like when you pay someone to kill someone.
Wait, I know what an assassin is. What they look like.
They generally wear black, Master Ironblood.
You know why people are paying people to kill you?
Zerxel, what they look like?
I don't know, look like Elspeth. Not like you, not like Makra. But, more grey. Pointy mouth.
Ah, Drow.
Yeah, maybe. What are they doing all the way out here, though?
They came to kill me, I think. That's what he said.
What was he like? Talkative?
He talked a bit, and then at the end, before he ran away, he talked a lot. I think he went a bit crazy.
Do you know what way he went?
That way, back to Mokhul.
No, shall we be after him then?
Yeah, we can go.
I'll hand the 2 rings of sending back to Zerxel. Or the 2 rings of spell storing with sending in them.
Oh, thanks.
I explain that there's now sending in each of them, and then start heading after.
As you're heading off, and Mimu comes up to deck and sees Zerxil. So Zerxil,
What? Zerxil hurt.
oh, sorry.
What did you want to say, Mimo?
I had another dream.
Alright. Concerning Zerxel, I imagine.
Of the bloody sack.
What? Zerxil not have bloody sack?
No, it's okay. It doesn't
Could I
matter.
spray there as well, Master Zerxel?
You what?
As Elsef puts the disinfectant spray on you to heal you up a bit.
Oh, it stings, but it's good sting.
The bloody sack as well,
French
Master
spice?
Zerxel.
No, Zerxil, protect his sack. It's first rule of combat.
Child, Master Zerxel has not hurt his sack, and as his doctor, I cannot see any damage either.
What's
Please
wrong with
elaborate.
my sack?
Mimo, please do tell.
No, it's okay. I just had another nightmare. I don't know what it was. It's just one of those things, you know, with the new gift I've got. I just have these weird snippets of things that may happen
Tell
or
us.
might not.
Tell us.
What?
You cut out for all of that, Mark.
Oh, sorry, I said. Tell us, Tiny Makra, tell us.
I don't know. It was kind of like there was that bloody sack, and then I saw it was like in the air. I could see stars and the moon.
Bloody sack in sky.
Yeah.
Was the
Sack-
sack floating?
No, it was being carried by that jeweled hand again. I don't know.
Zerxel not know either. Zerxel not let hands touch sack in sky or land.
I think I'll be talking about something else, a bit less literal.
Master Zuxel, may I suggest focusing on the golden hand? Do you know anyone with a golden hand?
No, it was a jeweled ring hand, wasn't it?
Oh, the jeweled ring hand.
Yeah, the one that tried to kill me. He got lots of shiny hand. But he not touch my sack.
Could he be carrying something in the bloody sack?
What?
Is there a connection between the jeweled hand and anything you hold dear?
Zerxel have no idea what's happening.
How many shinies did he have on his hands, Uxel?
Some?
This many. Which fingers he had shinies on.
Limp. All the pokey ones.
All the Pokemon. Small, hairy childs. Which ones in the dream does he have the shinies on? The rings on?
All 4.
Not on the thumb?
No, I didn't see
Right,
any on the
same.
phone.
So it's the same person then that's tried to kill Zerxel as the person in the dream, right?
Yeah, and then at that moment, you all hear squeaking. Bats squeaking. And then the entire ship is surrounded, as if instantly they come out of the darkness and there's a swarm of bats just flying through. Lantix himself is in the back trying to protect all of the stuff on the back of the end of the ship, his hands up. And as quick as they've come, they're gone. And then something heavy thuds against the ship's deck, rolls, and as it rolls, it lands near Lantix's feet. It's a rough-hewn, bloody potato sack.
Who's
That's
Master Zuxel, I have figured out the riddle. It is about this sack.
It's sack. I get it.
It was a different sack. We have been fooled.
What's in the sack?
Lantix checks the sack.
I mean, okay, so as you open it, there's the head of somebody you've never met. It's unrecognizable, but it's got faint blue skin.
What's this thing?
It is a head, Master Zuxel.
Is it whose?
I'm gonna whisper Lantix something, but yeah, I'm gonna whisper it to Zerxel, obviously.
Oh, is it the previous leader that also was Lantix on the ship?
I mean, Lantix's face is of pure horror at the moment, and Grildar, you recognize her as the head taken out of the sack, and so does Macro.
Is it Sashida?
This
Yes.
is Sashida's head.
Oh, Elsef would recognize it. Elsef attended the college for a semester.
Oh, then you do, but fair enough.
Yeah, for fuck. Why have they made Shishida?
This happened a long time ago.
Actually, the head looks kind of fresh.
Landix, sorry for this, but it does not happen a long time ago. I thought she died like a year ago.
Yeah, it's more like 8 weeks.
I don't know.
Alright, fair enough. Feels
We
like
attempted to scry on her, but she could not be found. We assumed the worst, but it looks like it's happened recent.
Why did the vampires have it out for her?
They had it out for us.
Because you're connected to it, right? Okay.
I'm so sorry, Zashida. He's quiet and sorrowful.
Elsef, awkwardly hands him the head. And then just reports on the board.
He hastily puts the head back down.
Yeah. Okay, so as the Zephyr begins heading towards Mokhul, the vampire is seemingly gone for now. That is where we're going to end today's session.
Alright.
Alright. Hopefully, we'll see what next week's like, especially if you manage to get back to Mokhul. Finally, 41 sessions later, you may have returned back to the city upon which we started. Maybe to resolve some issues. Maybe finally finish the God King. Maybe finally find out and destroy the Ashadi. Well, we'll see you next week.
I thought it was gonna be Anna's body in the sack.
So did I.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking the whole time as well.
Oh man. I couldn't do it a second time. I mean, it was tempting, but she was caught by, as you found out, the military, not the assassins.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's obviously in jail, in prison, rather than... Yeah.
Beheaded
So,
in attack.
we'll find out next week!